they were very eager. They wanted her to show up. They were going to put it together. And when she got there and she wanted to pray, okay, to God, they said sure. And then they proceeded to start chanting and turned it into something altogether. And she looked like totally dumbfounded by it. And they continued as if she wasn't there. And then my mind just started to wander. And I start to wander, meaning go off, but also wonder, okay? I just started to wonder. So then I said, you know what? Let me look this up, because I never really gave it much thought. So let's just get into it. So this particular, like I said, is the New Times, and we're going to look at what are the origins, what do they say? So we're going to look at several, or a couple, depends on what I find. This one in particular I looked up and wrote it down. So it says, it is a light in the time of darkness and a little flicker of hope we need when we need it the most, writes Sarah Marston Isle in her article Memorial Candle, the ritual of lighting a candle in remembrance. Now, when the flame of a memorial candle is lit, we are participating in a ritual that has endured for thousands of years and a practice that is commonly shared among cultures and religions. Now, lighting a candle in honor of a loved one signified that the memory still lives on and burns bright. It is a ritual that promotes reflection and signified remembrance. So those words keep coming up. Well, among of many. Ritual. Okay. Remembrance. Okay. It can be traced back to civilizations in the 4th and 5th centuries. Now it mentions the Macedonians used to light candles for up to 40 days after death. Okay, according to a particular source. They believed that the flame can ward off ghosts and demons that may harm the deceased soul. The Greeks and Romans also used candles or torches to guide the dead in their final journey. Now, some cultures in Asia and Europe buried their dead with lamps and unlit candles to give them light even in the next life. Now, in religious traditions, it says light is also considered pure, life-nourishing, and dispels darkness, according to biblical account at John 8:12, and it says, as such light became a befitting symbol for God, the blessed Savior, as referred to in the Bible as the light of the world. Now, it also related to the Jewish and Christian practice, according to Fraser Consultants.com. It says, in Judaism, the memories of a loved one are carried out through a tradition, which is a practice of lighting a candle on the anniversary of a loved one's death, and the candle stays lit for 25 hours and is accompanied by a prayer. Now today, remembrance candles remain prevalent among memorial services and funerals, and they won't be going away anytime soon. We light candles as a sign of hope and comfort, and as a reminder of the fire a loved one brought into our life. So our next source is going to be the Candleland.com, and they obviously also sell candles, as well, but they had an article on the history and the significance of candlelight vigils and various ceremonies. So let's get into it. So this was actually also published this year as well. So it says, and this month actually too, April, it says the history and significance of candlelight vigils and ceremonies. Now, a candlelight vigil is a peaceful gathering of people holding candles to commemorate a person or an event. It is a powerful way to show solidarity, support, and remembrance for those who have passed away or experienced a tragedy. Now, the tradition of lighting candles for a vigil has been around for centuries and is used in many cultures around the world. Then it goes into what exactly it is. It says, a candlelight vigil is a public gathering where people come together to light candles and pay tribute to a person, a group, or an event. Now, these vigils are often held in response to maybe a tragedy, such as natural disaster, a mass shooting, or terrorist attack, but they can also be held to honor a person who has passed away or to raise awareness for a cause. Now, the significance of it. Candlelight vigils are significant because they provide a way for people to come together and show their support for one another. They offer a space of individuals to express their grief and emotions in a peaceful and respectful manner. Now, additionally, the act of lighting a candle is a symbolic gesture that represents hope, love, and unity. Now, overall, candlelight vigils are a powerful way to bring people together and honor those who have been affected by a certain tragedy. They provide a sense of community and support during difficult times and serve as a reminder that we are all connected. Now, candlelight vigils have been around for centuries and they're often used as a way to show solidarity again, remember those who have passed away, or to protest against injustices. The use of candles in religious and spiritual contexts dates back to ancient times, where candles were used in religious rituals and ceremonies. Now, the origins of candlelight vigils can be traced back to the early Christian church, where candles were used to symbolize the light of Christ. Now, candles were used also in Jewish and Islamic traditions to symbolize the presence of God. And in the Middle Ages, candles were used to light the way during religious processions and pilgrimages. Now, during the 20th century, candlelight vigils became more prevalent as a way to mourn the loss of loved ones or to commemorate important events. One of the most well-known examples of a candlelight vigil is the vigil held in memory of John F. K. after his assassination in 1963. Then it basically breaks down candlelight vigils as a form of protest. Candlelight vigils in religious and spiritual contexts. So we're going to start with as a form of protest. So candlelight vigils have been used as a form of protest, particularly in response to government oppression or human rights abuses. The use of candles in these protests is meant to symbolize hope and unity in the face of adversity. Now, one of the most famous examples of a candlelight vigil as a form of protest is the vigil held in 1989. Thousands of Chinese citizens gathered in the square to protest against the government and demand democracy. The vigil ended in tragedy when the government sent in troops to disperse the crowd, resulting in deaths of many of the protesters. That is sad. So it says candlelight vigils in religious and spiritual contexts. In Christianity, candles are often lit during prayer and meditation as a way to symbolize the presence of God. In Buddhism, candles are used as a way to focus the mind during meditation. In Hinduism, candles are used as a form of worship that involves offering prayers and offerings to the gods. Candles are also used during Diwali, which is the festival of lights, to symbolize the victory of good over evil. Then it goes to say candlelight vigils around the world. Candlelight vigils for social justice. Candlelight vigils have been used as a peaceful way to bring attention to social justice issues. These events often focus on topics such as racial equality, LGBTQ plus rights, and immigration reform. In recent years, candlelight vigils have been held in the United States and other countries in response to police brutality and Black Lives Matter movement. These events provide a space for people to come together and demand change while honoring the lives of those who have been impacted by these issues. Then it says for victims of tragedy, candlelight vigils. Whether it be a mass shooting, natural disaster, or terrorist attack, candlelight vigils provide a way for communities to come together and mourn their loss. These events often feature speeches,